You might be starting to feel that chaos I talked about, the Christmas chaos, and it's a real struggle. It really is. You're trying to keep it magical for the kids and also keep the Savior at the center of all of this as well. It doesn't have to feel like such a hustle. In fact, there's one woman who has mastered that balance. She fills her Christmas with Christ and keeps the festivities fun. We're calling her in to show us how she does it. Maria Eckersley joining me in studio. Always a treat just to have you. And then you bring these great ideas and we feel all the better for it as well. How's Christmas feeling for you this year, sister?
Well, it's early and I'm new at the grandma game, so I feel like so far I'm okay. Like I'm making it.
Feeling good.
We'll see how I feel like
I like
3
the
weeks.
swinging arms as a warm up. Like we're here. We got this. Put me in. Yeah. Well, speaking of the grandma game or even the mom pressure, you say there really is just that, a pressure this time of year.
Yes, and I think everybody wants to put Christ in Christmas, but it almost feels like this additional weight that you need to somehow manage on top of creating magic and on top of creating memories. And I just feel like it's too much for one person to handle, which is why you need reinforcement.
So you're bringing it all together. Yes. The reinforcement combines everything you described, the magic, the fun, Christ in a really approachable way for moms and grandmas.
Yep.
You're calling this Grandma's Star Seekers.
Yes.
What's the idea here?
So my thought is, can we delegate this to grandma for this season? Like what if for this season, grandmas got together and they found ways to create the Christ-centered Christmas tucked into the nooks and crannies of all the rest of the magic, right? So I just think it's their wheelhouse and they want to be a part of Christmas, but it's really hard, especially if you're at a distance. Most grandmas have grandkids all over.
Yes.
So this is a solution that could work no matter where your kids are or how many you have. I just think this could solve a lot of problems.
So this mantle is on Nana's shoulders.
Yes.
And she's going to do what? Gather some ideas, put them in a box.
Yes. So the idea here is at the beginning of December, maybe for I was thinking the 3 Sundays before, because the last Sunday is Christmas Eve. So I was like, maybe the 3 Sundays before, I find a way to create a little bit of magic that teaches about the Savior at the same time. So they would get a box at the beginning of December-ish, whenever it's easy. And then inside are 3 very simply wrapped gifts. And they have this little star on the front, right? That tells the kids something is happening here. What's specific about this is these are not gifts, these are experiences. So I'm hoping to create memories with the grandkids that are like delightful to open. And if I'm close, I come and I enjoy it. If I'm not, we FaceTime and I get to live part of that moment.
Okay, so if you're close, you're bringing this experience box over on a Sunday. If you're not, you're mailing it and mom and dad are delivering.
Yes, and the other part mom and dad have to do is they have to hide the star. So the reason I call it Star Seekers is I wanted to incorporate that wise men feel.
Okay.
So hidden somewhere in your house on Sunday or a little star. There's one on here like this. Mom and dad's only job is to hide that star Sunday morning.
Okay.
And then the kids' job is throughout the day on Sunday, they have to figure out where it is. It could be in the fridge. It could be
one per Sunday?
Yeah, just one per Sunday. As soon as they find it, they FaceTime grandma. They're like, we found it, we found the purple star. And then grandma says, great, now I want you to go under the tree, grab the present with the purple star that matches it, let's open it together.
I love the idea of a day-long hunt.
Yeah, right, make it hard. I think it's supposed to be fun and
Make
exciting.
it work for it.
Yeah, right.
That was a
The
event
wise
I had
men
after
had to go
Halloween.
really far.
The wise men had to do it. You should do it too.
Right. So then inside are these experiences. Now I pulled out 6, but my thought is you just do 3. So pick your favorites. There's plenty more you could come up with.
And with these experiences, it's an activity like you said, but there's a little bit of fun and there's a little bit of Jesus Christ.
Yes,
okay.
And every single one.
What's the first idea you have for us?
Okay, so the first one's really simple. You just send popcorn. If you're mailing it, obviously you'd send the prepackaged little things. But if you're coming, like bring a yummy bowl of popcorn or caramel corn and invite your kids to have a movie night. Like grandkids, come together, we're gonna have a movie night. Because one of the things I love about every Christmas movie is they teach you something about the Savior, even when they have nothing to do with Jesus Christ. Because the reason your heart goes, oh, I love this movie, is because somebody sacrifices, somebody shows love, somebody sees the good that no one else could see. That's Christmas movies, right? So you watch the movie, you eat the popcorn, and then afterwards, as a grandma or mom, you say, did you guys notice? And then you give the little devotional. Jesus was really good at this. He saw the good in everybody.
So picking up on that everyday theme or that movie thread and turning it into a meaningful conversation.
Yeah, just a simple conversation about he saw the good, I can too.
Popcorn in a movie, we can do that.
Done.
What's the next idea?
Okay, the next one is a board game. Pick any board game, key, cards, whatever you happen to have on hand. And then you're just gonna play together, right? No matter what it is, you play the game together and then you talk about how Jesus Christ was obedient and humble. And you can't play a board game without having obedience. Like you have to follow the rules to make it fun.
Yes.
And you have to be humble in a victory or a loss. So I feel like you could kind of weave that in at the end of the game and say, all right, you guys, what would this be like if we didn't read the rules? Or
Yeah.
how does it feel? And then you talk about Jesus and
I
how he was
love
obedient.
how you're doing this, an everyday activity,
Yeah.
a board game
That you would
turns
do
into-
anyway,
that you would do
right?
anyway. Yes.
Yes.
All right, next one.
Okay, the third one is this toothpick experiment.
Okay.
So this is a little bit of grandma magic that you have to you have to
Maria has a
slide
lot
in.
of that.
So your kids are going to open a box and they'll think, why did grandma give us toothpicks and straws? What is this? So of course they have to FaceTime her and she can teach what it's all about.
What do
So
I do with
this
the
is-
toothpick and the straws?
You're going to take a little broken toothpick. You arrange them in a very specific way on a plate. We'll show you a demo here, but the idea is that you arrange those and then you just drop a couple small drops with a straw of water. And over the course of about 60 to 90 seconds, those broken toothpicks form a star.
What?
Like by themselves, you don't touch anything. Can you see it? Like they start
Okay,
to
that's amazing.
edge together. So then they'll be dazzled. They'll want to do it a couple times.
yeah.
And then you talk about how he healed things that were broken. So
Oh
you
my
talk
gosh,
about
Maria.
it's a toothpick.
It's a toothpick.
But he healed broken hearts and broken bodies, and that's who he was.
Are
And
you going to
so-
make me cry over toothpicks?
I
That
hope
is
so.
so simple, but
Isn't it
so
sweet?
beautiful. Yes.
Yes, and your kids will be dazzled, and your teenagers will be like, "Wait, what is this? I want to see."
Yeah,
You know,
they'll want in.
That's what I'm going for.
All right.
That's number 3.
I love it.
Okay, number 4 is really simple. You just need to grab a Christmas book, any Christmas book. One of the things I love about the Savior is he's such a phenomenal teacher. And he taught with pictures and stories and mental images that people could remember. And that's what Christmas books are all about, right? I take this big concept and I condense it down into a story about snowmen. And that's what he was great at. So I feel like you cuddle up on the couch, you wrap up in a blanket, you read a story, and then you talk about the Savior.
So grandma's showing up with storybook in hand or grandma's reading over FaceTime?
Yes.
It works both ways.
Works both ways.
And we're grateful it does. What are the socks for?
Socks are to teach service. He washed the feet, right? That was his subtle service that he worked in. So I think you get them all cute, cozy Christmas socks. They're cheap and it's fun. And then as they put them on and you all take a picture together, you talk about how the Savior washed the feet. He's someone who always served, and then encourage them to find ways to do it.
Lessons in even warm, cute, cuddly toes. Okay,
Yes.
one more for us.
Okay, along that same line, this last one, you could do hot hands, you could do new gloves. You know, everybody needs a new pair of cute gloves this
Sure.
time of year. So my grandma could give them cute gloves or hot hands. And then talk about one of the things the Savior did is he let people carry that warmth with them. You know, when you take your gloves or you take your hot hands and you go ice skating or sledding or whatever you do as a little family, then you talk about, see how you can feel that heat still? That's what the Savior did, but inside.
It lingers.
He brought dignity, he brought joy, and it stayed. I just love it.
I love your brain and I love your heart. And together
you.
they have made us all better moms and grandmas, grandma's star seekers. This is on you. We've given an overview here, but you can find stepped out instructions and printables too on your website.
It's all free because my hope is that we just want.
It's a gift.
I want it to be a community that comes together. So yes, on my new site, I have a new website. Did I tell you this?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to know.
So I've always had mecmom.com, which
Right.
is the shop, and I've had learn.mecmom, which is where I teach gospel stuff. And so now we're bringing it all together. It's called gather.mecmom.com, and it's a community where you get all those things and a place to chat. So I'm hoping grandmas will come up with their own cute things and be like, oh, guess what I'm putting in my box?
And put it in the chat thread.
And put it in the chat, or share
All
it
right.
on Instagram, and I'll post it there. But my hope is that they build off each other, and we find ways to make this a delightful part of Christmas.
It's a great idea, and I think it will be just
you.
that for many families. So gather.mecmom.com.
Yep.
We'll link you from our website. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
You
Merry
are a
Christmas
gift.
to
Thank
you.
you very much.